Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Shaheener coming at you at the very first episode of the Pokemon Babblers podcast. So I'm here with my friend Bono916,
Hello, nice
and,
to meet y'all.
and so for the first episode we're going to be talking about Generation 9 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And so we're going to be talking about our thoughts on it, on Pokemon that have been announced,
hmm
and other details about it
We have
that
a selection of
yeah.
topics we're going to talk about today, and if for those who don't know, this is going to be a new series of podcasts that we're going to try out, both audio and visual. So if you just want to, put it on a tab and click off of it and go back to work, you can listen to us talk, or if you want to watch, I don't know how it's going to
Yeah.
turn out, but hopefully you can glean something from it. So let's go ahead and dive right into our first topic for the first episode is Generation 9. We're a little late to the party with this. Obviously, Gen 9 was announced, almost 2 months ago at the time of recording
Is it
this?
already 2 months?
Maybe a month and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, oh my god, that's so
I'm not
long
good at
ago. It
gauging
feels
time,
like.
but they did
Yeah,
definitely pull one out from under us because I was 100% sure that that trailer was for Detective Pikachu 2 because it
yeah,
had the security guard and everything. But yeah. So we got the rug pulled out from under us. We got Generation 9 announced, which a lot of people were like, in arms about, like, oh, they just did BDSP and Arceus, and now we're getting Gen 9. Pokemon fans are spoiled. Which, there's two sides to that story, and we might get there in one of the episodes. But for right now, we're just gonna focus on the Generation 9 announcement.
yeah. And I was honestly kind of shocked that they announced it too, because, like you said about like the other games that were just released, and
Mhm.
so having the next generation already announced is just like, are they gonna give any more like support to those games, or are they
Not
just
to
gonna go
mention,
just full steam ahead?
yeah, not to mention it's this year.
Yeah,
It's this year. We
yeah.
just got Arceus in January, and supposedly we're gonna get Scarlet and Violet and in November or December, God
Yeah.
forbid.
Yeah, because usually like the Pokemon games will come out like in November or so, and so if
hmm
that happens, like we're getting three main series Pokemon games within a year.
Within a
Like
year, yeah.
that's
No spin-offs, no
insane.
Ranger, no Pokemon puzzle game,
As much
or
as I'd love to see
anything like
those,
that.
honestly.
Right, and we're getting a main series Pokemon game, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's dive into our first topic we're going to talk about. Obviously, I don't know how he's going to edit this, but you can see right here on our screen we have the Japanese logo as well as the Western logos up on the screen. And what we're going to talk about today is that over the course of the games that have been coming out, especially with Gen 6 and onwards, you can see in the Japanese logo there's a little star icon. Alex is
Right
hovering over
over
it right
here.
now, that is in the Japanese title that's absent in the Western logo. And what this has been since Gen 6, if you click over to the Gen 6 one, is that usually in the Japanese logos, there's always like the like, I don't know, like a symbol or something that is related to the main gimmick of the game. And this could be shown in Generation 6 and Generation 8, which had the Dynamax logo in it. When this was announced, people were picking it apart, like, oh, is this a DNA thing or what it was? And obviously, it led to Mega Evolution as the gimmick.
Exactly. And so that was also another thing too, where it kind of like had the X and Y kind of split on Mega
hmm
Mewtwo, for
Right.
example,
And
where
Charizard.
yeah,
Don't ever
exactly.
forget Charizard.
Yeah, never forget Charizard.
There was that, and now if you click back to the Gen 9 logo, we have what looks like some sort of star.
hmm So that'll
Some sort.
probably be the next gimmick, honestly.
Right, and a lot of people are like saying like crazy stuff, like, oh, it could be like a crystal evolution, or like a symbol for like a light evolution, or like a light type. And honestly, we could sit here for hours speculating as what it's gonna be because I have no
Yeah.
clue.
But what would you like it to be?
I'd like it to be a light type.
Yeah.
I know people get up in arms about how many types there are
Mhm.
and having to remember them all, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my like super memory when it comes to certain things.
The
Like I have no
archive.
problem hard drive. I have no problem remembering like what type is good against others,
Yeah.
or at least the majority of them.
And
But,
for me, I'm still trying to grip the whole like fairy type, like
mhm,
like what it's good against, what it's weak to, this and
what it's
that.
weak against.
And
Yeah,
so
but we,
yeah.
over for types, we had the dark and steel type in Gen 2, and then for 4 generations had nothing until we got the fairy type.
Exactly.
And
And
so
yeah, that was kind of
now is it
shocking
time?
too when they announced that fairy type as well. I mean,
Right.
yeah, that was just like, okay, they're just gonna announce a whole new type after 4 generations. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it being another type, honestly. I think that is well rounded with 18 types right now. But especially based off of the Pokemon X and Y logo with the Mega Evolution Stone right over there. I have a feeling that it'll probably be some sort of like gimmick evolution like they did on that one.
Mhm.
Like it'll probably
Like
be
a
like they said,
battle,
like
like a Dynamax or Mega Evolution. Like it's not gonna last.
exactly. It'll just be like a temporary thing in battle. I don't because I can't imagine like anything like that being a permanent, especially if it's for a third stage evolution.
But I can't imagine like what it would be like going forward because Mega Evolution obviously changes the form and gives it like more power because it evolves basically in battle.
Hmm.
Gen 7 had Z moves, which, did really nothing to the Pokemon, but just, gave, had the thing.
Yeah.
Gen 8, they're Dynamaxing, so they're like gigantic, and then they get access to Z moves. So
Hmm.
is this going to be like a culmination of all of it? Or are we going to get a form change plus turning hella big plus the thing of Z moves?
I mean, wouldn't that just be Gigantamax then? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Gigantamax. I'm not
yeah.
saying it
Isn't
is going
that
to be,
technically
but
Gigantamax?
I
Because
just don't know
yeah,
what it could be.
yeah. I
They're
mean,
really throwing us for a loop with this one.
yeah, I have a feeling that'll probably be some kind of like I don't know if it's based off of a crystal. If they do like some like where they're impervious to damage for a couple turns, where it's like they just can't take any damage and they just get like a nerf or not a nerf like a boost of some sort,
Mhm.
where it's just like a crystalline form
Like
or
the
something like
I
that.
was gonna say like the totem Pokemon where they get like the Omni boost.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But also where they just can't get hit at all.
I don't know. Like I said, for me, personally, going forward, I just think it's a symbol for a type. I could be entirely wrong.
Hmm.
It could be what you're saying. We just have no way of knowing. We
Yeah,
just thought it'd be an interesting topic to come up and
yeah.
post everyone else. What do you think it means? The internet isn't really like concrete as to what it could be.
Hmm.
It's a good thing that you scroll on to the Western titles. If you could go back up real quick,
Yeah,
because we can see in the Westernized titles that at Scarlet has like some sort of like was it pyramid design or like
yeah.
scaly design?
Well, the Japanese one has it too. Yeah, the Japanese
Yeah,
ones
they
have the
both
same
have it,
ones. Yeah,
and then Violet has like some sort of like purple and then
like a
like some white
star
dots like
galaxy kind of
stars.
thing.
Yeah, so that could be relating to
Pokemon
the
Stars
next
confirmed.
yeah Pokemon Stars. One of our other topics we could go ahead and dive into that is like what do we think the box legendaries are going to be? And I think like based off of the logos there, we can imagine the Scarlet one could be like some sort of lizard or dragon,
Hmm. Yeah,
and Violet could be like some sort of
Lunala
like
Part Two.
yeah Lunala Part 2
Yeah.
basically. um, because I can't imagine like what those would mean for like the version differences of the game. Like is Scarlet gonna have scaly Pokemon and Violet doesn't?
No, I mean, I I don't know. I mean, whenever I see the Violet logo, it just makes me want to think of like Lunala's design or like the
Yeah.
face design of like Cosmoem and Solgaleo and
Yeah,
whatnot.
Cosmium and Solgaleo,
Yeah,
Lunala, Cosmog,
yeah,
getting
and
the bag.
yeah. But with Scarlet, I mean, gosh, I didn't really think about it too much. I mean, I could imagine like some sort of like lizard dragon
Mhm.
kind of thing. Uh, it'll probably be based off of this, probably like some like fire type. I'm guessing. I mean, yeah, like fire or maybe steel. But I feel like that they use steel a lot for the legendaries lately. It's like you have so many of them. Like you have Heatran, you have Solgaleo, you have Dialga, you have the list just goes on. I feel like, and that they need
Right,
to switch it up. So I'm hoping it's not steel type.
right. And as of
But
recording this on April 14th, we haven't received another trailer or anything like that.
mm-mm.
I don't think we're gonna see one at least until maybe June.
Yeah,
Because there's like no promotional material. There's tons of leaks, quote unquote, but none of those have really like borne any fruit or have come from like any reputable sources.
hmm,
And all the ones that do or that are reputable sources don't really have like that much detail to give out.
exactly. And exactly. And those sources that like have anything, it's all still speculation until the
Right.
Pokemon Company officially announces something.
So
And
we're just left here, in the wake, doing what we're doing and trying to just figure out what the hell is going
exactly.
on from just the logos.
Yeah, and also the E3 has been officially canceled for 2022, and so I'm pretty sure that everybody's just going to do their own thing within that time frame in mid-June.
Hmm.
And so Nintendo's probably gonna have their direct at that point as well, and they'll. I have a feeling that they'll probably announce more stuff, if not like a couple more Pokemon or maybe the box legendaries. I'm sure that they'll announce something around there
I
because
think we'll get the box legendaries first.
yeah, because I don't think right now that there's any first party Nintendo titles with a release date. I think that everything's been pushed back or doesn't have a set date. Like Breath of the
Right.
Wild 2's been pushed to 2023. There's I don't think there's a release date for Splatoon 3,
Hmm.
and
I
there's
think, yeah, I
yeah.
think that was a to be determined.
Yeah, so it's just totally up in the air, it seems like right now. So I'm sure that like with Scarlet and Violet, they'll have something. Like there's no way
Right.
they can't, especially because Pokemon's the biggest media franchise of all time. Like they have to have something.
Right. Not to mention, it is at least last time I checked, it is the biggest multimedia franchise on the planet, outclassing Star Wars and Hello Kitty by like millions of dollars.
Yeah. Let me
Like,
actually pull it
I
up.
think you can pull it up. Yeah, like if you just like, it is what or it is or at was one point the biggest multimedia franchise in the world
Uh, let's see, media. There we go.
by
Okay.
and it was
Yep.
by like a lot.
Yeah, Pokemon has a total revenue roughly of 110 billion dollars, which is over Hello Kitty by almost fucking 30 billion dollars.
Right. And so, a lot of people give the Pokemon Company criticism for, decisions they've made. But at the same time, you have to understand, like, this is uncharted waters for them because, like I said for the last couple minutes, they're the biggest multimedia franchise on the planet. This is
Mm-hmm.
all uncharted territory for them. They can do
Yeah.
something and then it can blow up in their faces and they can end up on the bottom.
Yeah, and what's crazy too, like look at right over here. Allegedly, they make about 142 million just on strategy guides.
Hmm.
Like that's
Where's the Star Wars? I think Star Wars is like below it
Star
too.
Wars is the fifth.
Right. And you can imagine how popular Star Wars is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and Pokemon is almost double that.
and Pokemon outclasses that by a lot.
Yeah.
So, we can't really blame them too much, but at the same time,
But also, like with
you're
the amount
entitled to
of revenue
criticism.
that's going into them, they should be able to allocate it for consistent quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's spread out, so
Yeah.
it's not that 110 billion isn't just games,
No.
it's also
No, the
TV
27 billion is
shows.
part of games,
Yeah.
which
See,
is still an absurd amount of money.
an
Like,
absurd
and
amount
way
of
too
money, yeah.
absurd. Yeah.
Right. Obviously, we'll never know.
Mhm.
We'll never be able to be, like get the tour and be like, oh, this is where all the $27 billion is allocated. But
Yeah.
we are all entitled to our criticisms and stuff like that. But personally, I give them a cut of slack because how if somebody was if somebody was picked off the street and elected leader of the world, how are they supposed to know how to lead the planet if they've never done anything like that before?
Exactly. But especially, I mean, they've been doing this for 26 years now, so I feel like that they
Right.
should have some sort of like
Idea.
grounding and plan
Right.
and idea, and they definitely know what they're doing.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, maybe they
some of
do.
their decisions are questionable, but also then again, I mean, they still feel like that their demographic is children when a lot of it is really plot twist man children, aka us.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do know what they do, and they
Yeah.
cranked out 3 Pokemon games in almost under 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, and I'm hoping that they give Generation 9 the credit that, or not the credit, but just the time it needs. Because
Right.
I
And
feel like that they did a pretty decent job with Sword and Shield as it was coming out, like with Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. But then also consistently doing the max rate events and just the tournaments, and they still do stuff for it, even though the other like there
Right.
have been other games that have released, and they have Generation 9 on the horizon.
Right.
Yeah, I really respect that they kept it going.
Right.
Like
That'll
this.
be a topic for the Gen 8 episode because I really
Yeah.
I want to go into it, but I also
Yeah.
want to stay on Gen 9. But the amount of like care and like constant updates that they've given to Gen 8 is like really great, and I think it's like a
Mhm.
new turn for the franchise
Yeah.
in terms of like they've always had an event every month, and we'll dive into that when we get
Yeah.
to the Gen 8 episode. But
Exactly.
right now
Exactly.
we'll turn the ship around. So
Mhm. Yeah. So
going off from that, what do you think the box legendary is going to be like? If you could say like imagine a Pokemon and say that's the box legendary, what would it be?
I have a feeling that it'll probably be some sort of like you said. I have a feeling it'll probably end up being a type of like dragon or some sort of mythical like reptilian creature of some sort. Maybe like a turtle. I don't know. Something with scales. But with the Violet legendary, I think it'll be something more with mystique. I guess something a little more elegant,
I was
not
thinking
as
of like a
brash.
bird.
Yeah, like probably some
Like a
sort
bird.
of bird or alien or I think that'd be really cool if they like delved into like more of a like a I mean, not to go like full like xenomorph, but something of like an extraterrestrial that is a little more intense than like Behem or LGM.
We'll save that for the Gen 3 episode because I had a whole topic on that line of
Hmm.
Pokemon for Gen 3 and
Oh,
the
yeah.
like the like the huge like not swing and a miss, but just like the missed opportunity we could have had for like more Pokemon like Deoxys, like Pokemon
Mhm.
from space
Yeah,
and
exactly. And
stuff like that.
maybe this is where they bring it back. But also,
Hopefully.
then again, this new generation is going to be based in they said it's Spain, right? Or
I don't know if they've
Portugal?
come out and exactly said it was Spain,
Yeah.
but I think that's what people are highly
Yeah.
thinking it is going to be. I
Yeah.
think it's still in contest as to where it could be.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I thought I heard something about it, but maybe it's just more like speculation. I've just watched a lot of like videos here and there of what people were thinking about it, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm maybe it'll kind of tie back to that. Like, still, maybe it'll tie back to where the region is based out of, like based off
Yeah.
of whatever country.
And for me, it's
Yeah.
basically following what you said. I believe the box legendary for Scarlet's going to be some type of dragon, probably a fire type. Um, Not sure but probably a fire dragon type if I had to pick.
Hmm.
And for Violet, I'm thinking maybe some sort of like stork or like majestic purple bird.
Yeah.
Kind of like symbolizing because like if it is Spain, Spain does have a history of having a kingdom and monarchy. So I would think like the bird's gonna be like
Hmm.
curly feathers and like a deep royal purple and something like that.
Hmm.
I feel like that's what they would be.
Yeah. Yeah, and also for Violet, I mean, have they ever had a psychic ghost type? I can't remember.
A psychic ghost type. I do not believe so.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be kind of unique, especially for like a box legendary. They should make it like a unique typing.
Hmm.
As I can't remember like has there been like a unique typing for a legendary before where it's like nobody else has it?
Fire and water.
Fire and water for
Volcanion.
Volcanion, yeah. But like for a box legendary, not like a mythical
For a
or anything.
box legendary.
Yeah, for a box legendary, I don't think so. I mean, uh,
Pure fairy. I think Xerneas is pure fairy.
right. And then also Reshiram is Fire Dragon. They only did that with Mega Charizard X. And
Yeah, and then Electric Dragon is
and also
Mega
Turtonator.
Ampharos.
Turtonator was Fire Dragon,
True.
I think.
I don't think
But,
there's been another Electric Dragon
yeah.
besides Zekrom and Mega Ampharos.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot that Mega Ampharos was a dragon type.
You forgot Fabio? How could
Yeah,
you
I
forget Fabio?
forgot. I definitely didn't forget Fabio, but I definitely forgot the typing it was.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. So the next topic then would be the starter Pokemon. And
Okay,
so
we'll go into starters. So,
yeah.
we with the trailer, we did get the release of the starters, which I
Yes.
admit it's been a thing since Gen 4, for me, at least Gen 4, if not Gen 5, where the beginning evolutions are always adorable. I
Mhm.
love every single one of them. But then they evolve and become
Yeah.
disgusting.
They become pimpled, acne teenage
Yeah.
nerds.
I never really, there's never been a line since Gen 4 where I've been like, I love every single stage of this evolution.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time that I liked every Pokemon in a line because especially with Generation 8, I really did not like Raboot. Like
Hmm.
I mean, again, we'll go to it probably in the Generation 8 video,
Hmm.
but with these ones, I like all of them. I mean, granted, I do feel like the water type Quaxley is a little bit derivative of Ducklet,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's just adorable. I mean, that beret and
Hmm.
just the sass that it has.
His little quaff.
Yeah, his quaff. But yeah, he's adorable. I mean, granted, he's not going to be the Pokemon that I pick,
Hmm.
but I mean, we got Weed Cat and we got the dragon from Bubble Bobble. So
Yeah, or Dig Dug.
yeah, Dig Dug. Yeah, Dig
Oh my
Dug.
god, if his
Yeah.
shiny isn't green,
Oh my god.
I will
I would
rage.
lose it. I would lose it if
Because
it was
that,
green.
for me, if you, depending on how old you are,
Yeah.
Dig Dug is an arcade machine game that had like this little green dragon, and if that thing, yeah, there you go, pull it up. If
Yeah.
that thing isn't green to be in reference to that, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Okay, let's pull up the dragon on Dig Dug.
There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, if Fuecoco isn't green with a red belly as a shiny, it's over.
Exactly. That or
But yeah,
I was thinking the Bubble Bobble dragon.
the Bubble Bobble is. I
Yeah.
haven't seen this one. Let's see this one.
I was thinking of this one right
Oh,
over
there you
here.
go. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah, so if
Yeah.
it's not green in reference to both of those,
Uh-huh.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Exactly. But although to be fair though, Fuecoco is probably my favorite of I mean, I like all of them, but Fuecoco is my favorite out of the three. That's definitely going to be my first starter. It's going to be Fuecoco.
I think I picked Grookey last time, so
Mhm.
it's a toss-up between for Fuecoco and Quaxley.
Mhm.
My mind is telling me that Fuecoco is going to have the better evolution,
Yeah.
whereas Quaxley isn't.
Mhm.
So until I see what those turn into, I'll probably reserve my decision until then.
Yeah.
For me, it's just I don't know. This cat is just a cat.
Rigatito.
Sprigatito, and I can't imagine it turning into anything cool.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just out from the get-go.
It just
I love
almost
it. I
seems
love it.
like the happy version of Litten.
Right. I love it. I'd love to get all three of them shiny and just have them be their first form and never bother with anything and never bother
Yeah.
evolving them. But yeah, for me, it's definitely the race is between Quaxley and Fuecoco.
And you know, I'm so scared of like new shinies nowadays, just because I've seen so many shitty shinies or just uninspired ones, where it's just like one, like just little palette swap where it's just a slightly shade darker, and that's it.
Snivy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Snivy, Garchomp, Gengar. It's just. And I don't want it to be like that for these. I really like it when they really go all out with the colors and they just
where
make
it's like
it
a
insane.
complete color opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, inverting the colors would be cool too. Like if they
Right.
just straight up invert the colors, like I'm fine with that.
Yeah, there's definitely like a case of like really bad shinies, like you know, Machamp is just green, but it's like, it's not even like unique. It's just green. There's like a lot of those Pokemon, you know, and then like you said, there's a lot of crappy shade Pokemon like Garchomp and Snorlax.
Yeah.
So you know, it's always a scary time for new Pokemon. But yeah, for sure. If I had to rank them in terms of design, I'd say it's Fuecoco on the top, Quaxley in the middle, and Sprigatito on in dead last.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd go Fuecoco first. Because I want to like Sprigatito. I like the first form a lot, but I'm just so apprehensive on cat Pokemon that I just have a feeling it'll just turn into something that's borderline furry, and I'm just like, it's hard for me to back it 100%. So
You
like
and everybody else.
but Quaxley, I can imagine turns into something cool. So they're kind of tied for me because Fuecoco was just such a like instantly good design. I just love Fuecoco right away.
I love his dopiness, his little stub
Yeah.
feet, and his little stub hands.
Yeah, exactly. And also, its face design looks like it could be a skull, so I have a feeling it'll probably turn into a fire ghost type at the end.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see like what we think they would evolve into. I would say, if I had to pick, I'd say Quaxley's gonna be Water Steel.
Water
Sprigatito-
Steel?
Yeah, Water Steel. Sprigatito is gonna be Grass Fairy, and Fuecoco is gonna be Fire Ghost.
So let me ask, how do you get Water Steel? Like, what are you thinking it's gonna be?
I feel like it's gonna follow like an Empoleon design. Like it's gonna be an unassuming like just
Oh.
Pokemon at first, and then as it evolves, it's just gonna gain like an arbitrary Steel typing. Because
Gotcha.
what on Empoleon signifies to you that it has anything to do with the Steel type, other than
Right.
like the little trident on its forehead?
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot about Empoleon. I was like, wait, Water Steel? It's a duck. But then
No,
again,
they could add something on its evolution line to make
Yeah.
it, you know, to show
maybe
it. But like,
its Quaff is gonna be armor.
right? Maybe, you know, that for all we know, that Quaff could come off and be a shield.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe it'll be like a Surfetch kind of thing.
Right, for all
Yeah.
we know. But yeah, arbitrarily, it could just get the evolution. I
Has-
think Sprigatito is gonna grow flowers at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It really looks like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it, like
I have
it
a
has
feeling that
the
it's
opportunity
like
to do
chest fluff is like its plumage is
Yeah,
going
maybe
to
like
be
maybe it
something.
follows like the lion thing, and its mane will
Yeah,
turn into like a bouquet of flowers or
yeah,
something like
it'll
that.
turn into something like Zamazenta with the shield.
Yeah, like all those are just
Yeah.
flowers, stuff like that, like Pyroar maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or if it's like
Yeah.
Litleo kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, Fuecoco, the only thing I can equate it to would probably be like Krokorok
Mm-hmm.
or Crocodile.
Yeah, I think
Something.
something like that. I was thinking of some kind of like well, yeah. I mean, I can't really think of anything else other than like
I
a
think it would be
crocodile kind of
cool
type.
if it had like what what Typhlosion has, except like
Mhm.
it's not attached to it. Like the flames are just like orbiting around, like
Yeah.
its shoulders.
You know what I was thinking that it could be cool, like if they kind of take the idea of the, let's see, the ghost from Pokemon from Gen 1. Let
Mm.
me see. Let's see. Let's see. I
Like
don't know
the
how.
one in red and like the
Yeah,
Gen 1
like
ghost.
this
Yeah,
one.
that one.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Gen 1 ghost where they kind of take like that like specter like passed on like dead um
Hmm.
inspiration and mix it with the crocodile. I think that
Hmm.
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah.
but yeah, Sprigatito, I mean, I can imagine it either being just pure grass. I mean, I could definitely see grass fairy, but
Mm.
I mean, if it's not that, it'll probably just be pure grass.
Do you think
But
they're all going to be pure types, or do you think they're going
no,
to be a mix? What are your type
no.
predictions for the Pokemon?
So, I mean, then again, if you look at, well, yeah, because like in Gen 5, for example, two of the Pokemon only were just pure single typing, Samurott and Superior, but then
Embor.
Embor, yeah, was the only dual typing. So it's Brigatito. I mean, I wouldn't write off that it could just be grass type only, but if it did have a second typing, I would like for it to be fairy. Grass fairy is pretty unique, and so that'd be cool to have that. But
I think the
with
only grass fairy is
Hisui
the
and
mushroom.
oh
Yeah.
wait, the mushroom. Oh yeah, the Shinotic.
Yeah, Shiinotic.
Yeah, aka Alien Mr. Burns. Let me pull
Yeah.
that up. Because I didn't think about this until I started watching Max Mofo Pokemon. But like, it just looks exactly like this to me now.
If you just had the mushroom cap on.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
with Quaxley, I mean, I feel like it'd be a cop out if they were to do water flying because it's just a
Hmm.
duck.
Hmm.
I mean, I'd like for it to be more. I'd like for it to have some extra typing to it, but I have a feeling it'll probably end up being water flying if they just go the lazy route.
Hmm.
But Fuecoco, I'm putting all my money into Fire Ghost. Like
Fire
it's just
Ghost.
everything is screaming Fire Ghost.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever it is, I think that Fuecoco is gonna have the coolest final stage. But the middle stages for all of them, I feel like are gonna be really, really awkward. I can't imagine them having a graceful 3 stage.
Right. Let me put it this way: if the final designs like aren't great for them, I'm just gonna box them as soon as as soon as I get the ability to catch Pokemon. Like I'll
Yeah.
pick whatever, and then
Mhm.
as soon as I can catch a Weedle or whatever, I'm boxing the legend or the boxing the starter.
Yeah. And that's my principle too, is that I never box my starter. No matter how much I hate it, I always have it on the team. And
Mm.
I always keep it. I've just there's something about it where I just keep it the whole time. And I remember I think like Greg was getting on my shit about it, like Greg or Patrick, and
Hmm.
I didn't really have a response to like that's just how I've always done it, and I'm not gonna change it.
Hmm.
It's like because I'm open to a lot of different ideas, but for that it's just one of the things I've just stuck to.
What Pokemon do we want to see in the region? What Pokemon do we want to see return from previous games
Mm.
that would be there?
So,
Obviously, it's a little bit hard to gauge because we still don't know. Like I said, the where the region is still highly contested.
mhm.
So it could be in Spain.
Yeah.
It could be somewhere else. In which
Yeah.
case, going on the assumption that it is Spain, we could see a lot of Gen 6 Pokemon return.
Mhm.
They
I
could exist
I
on
really
on
hope
it.
they do because that was, in my opinion. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be giving opinions on the Gen 6 episode, but I feel like that is the most wasted potential in a generation, and they just breeze through it way too quick because it's on a new system, and
Right. So
there's
we
a
can
lot more.
assume that each generation usually comes with about 100 Pokemon. I mean, there are
Mhm.
some that don't do that, kind of like
The
Gen
last
6
few
and
generations have been less than 100,
yeah, Gen 6 and Gen 7, I believe, had like
like
close to or less
70.
than 100.
Yeah, no, they had a lot less. Let
So
me
we
see
could,
exactly.
if we go on the assumption that it's Spain, we can assume that some Kalos Pokemon make it over.
Mhm.
and we could assume, like Pokemon like Florges and Flabebe and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, maybe not.
Yeah, there
Maybe not.
was.
Maybe Aegislash. Maybe Aegislash can make it over.
That'd be cool to have like an alternate form for Aegislash because I feel like that was one of the best Pokemon in
Well,
that.
we'll get to that topic,
Yeah.
but let's just like Pokemon
Yeah.
that already exist. What do you
Yeah.
think is that would show up? We saw the Dratini statue in this town square in the trailer, so we could assume
Hmm.
the Dratini line is in the game.
Uh.
Wait, I believe if you go
I have
to
a
the
feeling
Gen
that there's
9
gonna be Gen
page,
7 Pokemon coming up.
I believe if you go to the Gen 9 page on Cerebi, they do have a list of Pokemon that are in there.
Yeah. So right now, uh, they've shown the Starly line, the Petlil line, Boonsweet, Psyduck, Combee, Drifloon, Stunjourner,
Hmm.
Meowth, Wingull, Clauncher. There's been a bunch of them. There's a lot of Pokemon that have already been shown. But I
Hmm.
have a feeling that
Oh
they're
yeah, look at there. There you
yeah.
go.
There's that Flabebe
Yeah,
line. Yeah,
Flabebe
because
line.
I've noticed also when I do Wonder Trades on Pokemon Home, there's a lot of people looking for the alternate forms of Flabebe, Vivillon, and Furfrou. Just
Hmm.
because, like, especially Vivillon, it's like regional variants. Maybe they could have a different, like, I don't know, color form for it. They'd have like an alternate form for. I feel like that they'll make some Alolan Pokemon like alternate forms.
Right.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they'll probably give something to like Passimian and Oranguru.
Hmm.
Maybe they could like flip their types around and change their stature, or something like that. Or
Right.
maybe they have like a small little monkey, like a
Right.
spider
Other
monkey.
Pokemon I want to see in there are my two favorites that I usually go back to all the time. Like if I can't pick Pokemon to put on the team, I usually always pick up a Gengar or a Gyarados.
Hmm.
They're usually pretty much staples in almost every Pokemon game just because
Yeah,
of their popularity and usefulness.
right.
Um, Trying to think of like run through the generations ahead. I'd love to see like a lot more Johto Pokemon. I feel like Johto Pokemon don't get their time in
Yeah,
the spotlight as much.
yeah. They got snubbed a lot.
It gets snubbed a lot. Gen 3, if I had to pick Pokemon from Gen 3 to come into the game, purely like on a story thing, I'd say like maybe Kecleon.
Hmm.
Like people bringing, obviously going to the New World and coming back with like rare indigenous animals back to like Spain.
Hmm.
I'd say like like bringing in a Kecleon would be like
Yeah, I
like
feel
oh my
like
goodness,
Kecleon would fit
this dude,
perfectly with that. They should get an evolution.
right? Other it's obviously coastal, so a lot of water Pokemon might be a thing.
Hmm.
Especially with ocean, so like Mantine, and that's a prime spot to put Gyarados in there.
Do you
Um,
think that they'll bring back Overquill?
Overquill, maybe they could.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously has like its own thing, but the ocean itself is like very deep, and so they could
Yeah.
say like, oh, Overquill just like went off into the ocean, and then like a migration of them just came back. Gen 3,
Hmm.
the Ludicolo line,
Yeah.
obviously, or
Yeah,
the
that has.
Lotad line,
If they don't have that, honestly, I'd be kind of upset.
right?
Yeah.
Um, what
It's a
else? What
lot of water
else?
types in
I'd
Gen
say
2.
it's
But...
the Slakoth line would be pretty cool to see back in the game.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
The Numel line probably make it in. Trampinch line, definitely the Crawdon. I'd say a lot more water Pokemon are gonna make it into this game.
Yeah.
Milotic for
I
sure.
hope they have a
Kecleon.
Milotic alternate form. Or like a regional form. That'd be
Okay, well,
so cool.
we seem to be chomping at the bit at that, so we'll just
Yeah.
going from what Pokemon we're gonna see, we're gonna move on to what regional forms do we think are gonna come into the game now.
Yeah. Uh,
So going off of that, I would definitely say like a mermaid form of Milotic, or
mhm.
like a Milotic
Yeah.
evolution, or like a regional Milotic would be insane to see.
I don't think that there. I think Tropius will be in the game, but I don't think it'll be an alternate form. I think it'll just be as it is. I have a
You think
feeling.
it's just gonna be Tropius?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be Tropius. Uh,
Hmm.
um, in
I'd
terms
love
of
to see a new evolution of Meow, another form of Meowth, just because
yeah,
they've already given it two forms. Why
but
not just continue the
also
trend?
they showed Cantonian Meowth in the trailer. Yeah, they showed
Yeah,
Cantonian Meowth already.
yeah, but a man can dream.
I know.
That's a lie.
They need to redeem it because Alolan Persian's trash and Galar Meowth is trash. So they need to give it a
I love
consistently
Galar
good.
Meowth. I don't like Berserker.
I don't like either of them. I really don't. I like Alolan Meowth, but I don't like it as much as Cantonia. I feel like that Canto Meowth and Persian, which is perfect as it is,
Mm.
perfect. But yeah, god damn it. Yeah, I just Alolan Persian disgusting, and I really hope they never bring it back.
For sure.
Yeah.
As always, my biggest one is giving Dragonite a new form, and
Yeah.
obviously they have the Dratini statues, and they could do the thing I hate the most is where they give the regional form, like they give the regional form to like the final evolution, and then just keep the first two forms the same. I really hate when they do that. I'd rather they just change the whole line.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like you're skipping steps just to end up at the same spot. You're gonna change the form at the end either way, so why not just give Dratini, if they were gonna change it to like an electric dragon, why not just make Dratini an electric type?
Mm-hmm.
And then Dragonair an electric type, and then turn it into Dragonite with an electric dragon typing. I mean, you were already gonna do that anyway. What's the point in just keeping Dratini the same for 2 evolutions?
Exactly. Or they could just revert back to Gen 1 where the only move was Dragon Rage.
True.
And just make it useless again.
Wasn't the only ghost type move Lick?
Wasn't Nightshade in there too?
Are there alternate forms that I'd like to see? Probably the Gardevoir line.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that happening, honestly, but I mean, the fans love that evolution line, especially Gardevoir for some weird reason.
Right.
I don't know, maybe somebody could explain it to me why people like Gardevoir so much.
I think that's a smash or pass kind of discussion that we're not gonna have at this point in time.
Yeah.
You know what?
No,
you just skip past it. That I thought would be really cool is if they have a regional form for a fossil Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that they've never done that before.
No, I don't think they've done that before, and I think that would be awesome. I think the Gen 8 fossils kind of were like hit or miss for me. Some of them I like, but I really didn't like the gimmick of like them being a mishmash of other fossils.
Yeah, it seemed very inhumane.
Right. I would have preferred having the option to do both. I would have preferred to see what like the actual dragon fossil would have looked like.
Yeah.
But going back to it, yeah, I would love to see like a regional form of like a fossil Pokemon, like a regional Aerodactyl. And like seeing like how that would change from there. But other than that, there's like tons of Pokemon that I would say regional forms. I would say focus on Gen 1 because it seems like every time a regional Pokemon has come out, it's been from Gen 1.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I would like them to do more regional forms. Like, I know you were talking about it earlier with Gen 2. I like them to do more with Gen 2. Like,
right. I would love to see like a regional Spinarak line. Maybe give it a 3rd evolution.
Oh, that'd be cool. Especially because it's if it is around like Spain or Portugal, then I feel like that there'd be a different kind of like Arachnid and Araquanid would be a good one for the game.
Araquanid would be a good one to pop in. Yeah, there's like I said, there's a lot of it's a coastal country, so there's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Maybe past
I think Smeargle's going to be in the lane. I feel like Smeargle's going to get an evolution this time.
See, that's the thing though. It's fucking. It can't. Sorry. Smeargle came out in before they had regional forms. Could you imagine if they did a Kalos form of Smeargle?
Oh my gosh, that would have been perfect. There's missed potential.
They could have given it like a loaf of bread and a black beret. It could have been something stupid.
They could have done. They look how they massacred my boy.
You could have had lace smear.
Yeah, that's gonna be something for another day.
Yeah, but yeah, going off of that, maybe a regional form for Horsey.
Oh, a regional Kingdra would be cool.
A regional Kingdra would be pretty cool. Yeah.
The regional. But
I really wish I should have took the time to like have like a list. I think I think we're following the same page. I think Gen 6 should also get some love and get some new
Gen
forms.
6 needs more. Like they need they need to update like all of these already.
Right. Well, who knows? Maybe when we get to the Gen 6 remakes, they'll make it a sequel. X and Y 2.
Exactly. Maybe oh shoot. Like honestly, I can't think of any of these guys getting a regional form that would be too far off. Yeah.
Maybe the Fletchling line can go to like I mean I know it's generic, but normal flying or like something else, maybe water flying.
Yeah. I mean those typings have definitely been seen a couple times. But I could
the Aegislash line.
Yeah, they need to make the Aegislash line a little bit more well, they just need to bring it back. Honestly, just bring it back every time. Like everything about it's good and that shiny is good. But what about Gen 7? Toxapex would be good for it. Yeah. Gosh, because all of these ones seem like... I feel like that you could just like grab these and just throw them into Gen 9 and it'd be okay. At least based off the footage that they've given us.
Yeah, Sandy Gas, Coalossal, probably.
Yeah,
But in terms of like regional forms, like maybe
Regional
Meteor,
Bruxish.
regional Bruxish could be
Make
cool.
it finally beautiful.
I mean, its shiny is pretty like distinct. It's like really bright red. A lot of these are like really tied to like the island idea, so I
Yeah.
can't really like be like, oh, Pyukumuku regional form. Who would really want to see that? I mean, I know
Mhm.
every Pokemon is someone's favorite,
Yeah.
but not like that. But the
What,
ones
you
I could
hate
see
on
for sure,
Pukamuku?
yeah, the ones I could see for sure are Toxapex and Mudbray.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, maybe Meteor
Yeah. Yeah, the Minior, I feel like could.
or Minior, yeah.
Yeah, Minior has some potential. Yeah, I feel like that is just like, oh yeah, there's a different color inside, but I feel like there needs to be just more to
Maybe
it.
Young Goose too. Young Goose could be a cool regional
Young,
form.
young slime.
Maybe they could make it like a fighting instead. I mean, the first thing that popped in my head was Dark, but
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah. Why didn't they?
I
Again,
don't know.
wasted potential.
I don't know. I feel like the composition of every Pokemon game is like 60 to 70 new Pokemon,
Hmm.
30 new 30 new regional forms, and then like 10 or 15 evolutions.
Hmm. Do
I
you
feel like
think that
that's
they'll
like
have any regionals for Galar?
maybe the Fox line,
Uh,
Nickit.
oh, Nickit and Thievel?
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine shoot. No, honestly, like I can't really see much of these having a. Maybe they could
Or
do
maybe
like Appleton having a regional for like variant based off of the local cuisine over there.
true.
Yep.
Maybe the Bolton line,
Yeah.
but like a different dog entirely.
Hmm. Yeah, but I feel like that a lot of these would just kind of end up being transferable over to Gen
Why
9.
are those in the Gen?
Because they're still technically Gen 8. It's still within the Generation 8.
Oh, that's right. I was like, why
Yeah.
are
Techni-
WYRDEER and Cleavor and all of them in there?
technically.
Technically.
Yeah.
But is there any other like regional like if you could pick a dream Pokemon if you're one of your like favorite Pokemon to get a regional form, what would it be?
I already got it. Darmanitan got a regional variant in
But did you really
Galar.
want it to be ice?
Yeah, Ice type's my favorite type. It's just that it looks
Alright.
stupid. It looks stupid, and
Alright.
I like the Fire Darmanitan more. But I'm happy that it got some love. I'm kind of shocked that it got anything, honestly. Like
Right.
it's one of the only Unova Pokemon that got any love,
For me
except for
it's like
the unspoken Pokemon.
oh, Stunfisk.
Ugh.
For
Ugh.
me, for me, as he throws up, it's like I really wish the Dragonite line would get like the Eevee treatment, and like
Yeah,
it would be like it would be like whatever type than dragon. So like a
yeah.
fire dragon or electric dragon, water dragon. I would just love to see that treatment done. Never
Mhm.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
That is wishful thinking, but I would love to see like what every type with Dragonite would be.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to think of like who I would want for my dream like variant Pokemon because Darmanitan's my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I've got one. Quilava's my second favorite, and then Typhlosion got the Hisuian form.
Right.
Glaceon's my third favorite, but also it's like I don't think they've never tampered with the Eeveelutions before, and I feel like that'd be weird when there's so many types they could do Eeveelutions for.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
it going back to what you said about Cyndaquil and Quilava, it's like they didn't have to change much if it was gonna
Yeah.
be a fire ghost type. Like if they
Hmm.
just changed the fire to purple fire on the Cyndaquil and Quilava,
I'd be
maybe
cool with it.
right, maybe make it like a darker or maybe make like Cyndaquil like more sleepy or something like that, and then Quilava like super kind of like the Slackoth, Vigoroth, Slaking thing.
Hmm.
The first form is like super sleepy, the second form is like super hyperactive, and then the middle form the last form is like super tired.
Yeah.
And they could
Uh,
just done that with with Hisuian Typhlosion, and it wouldn't have changed a thing because we would have still got Hisuian Typhlosion.
got it. I got it.
What
They should do an alternate form of Donphan.
of Donphan?
I
That would be cool.
I
But
like
what would its
Donphan a
type
lot.
be?
I have a feeling that if they like switch it up, it'd probably be like. I mean, honestly, I could see it as like a ground steel or yeah. I have a feeling
Yeah,
ground steel would be natural for it.
I was thinking going crazy with it. I was thinking of making it like grass rock or something.
Oh, gotcha. You're thinking about like really outside the box on that one.
Right.
Well, if we're going outside the box, I could see Poison Rock.
Poison rock?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I think the only other one like that is Nihilego.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
The anime pulls this into question all the time. Like, are legendary Pokemon really legendary Pokemon if they can, if there are multiple of them?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember
Yeah.
way back when they had the Lugia episode. I think it was in Master Quest where there's like a Lugia proper, and
Uh-huh.
then there's like a baby Lugia. And
Yeah,
it's like, are legendary Pokemon really legendary Pokemon if they can, just pop out one after the other?
exactly.
So who knows? I think if they were gonna do stuff like that, I'd rather they keep it reserved for like some item, kind
Hmm.
of like the fusion for Black and White or Mega Evolution for Mewtwo and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But I don't think like coming to a new region would change anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? The future is always open. They could always do whatever they want. I know in Gen 3 at least, the attack and defense forms were locked to Fire Red and Leaf Green,
Hmm.
and the speed and what was it? Speed and because it has four forms, right? Attack, defense, speed, and
And
normal. Yeah,
yeah,
speed and normal were locked to Ruby and Sapphire.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Then Emerald was opened up with the speed type.
Right. So
Yep.
all it had, a difference of all those forms across all those games. So, and it is a legendary Pokemon. So who knows? It
Hmm.
could it could very well they could very well try and do something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd love for them to delve more into Deoxys or just Gen 3 in general. I feel like
We'll
that.
save that for the
Yeah.
for the
I
for the Gen 3
know!
episode
I
because
know!
there's a
I want
lot
to
we have to
talk
talk
so
about
much.
that
I
one.
want to talk about Gen 3 right now!
The whole inspiration for this podcast came from when Alex and I used to walk around a lot before we had cars
Yeah.
and just go on long walks and talk about it. And mainly this was during the time before Gen 5, during Gen 4,
Yeah.
but for most of our topics was just stuff that we loved about Gen 3.
Hmm. Yeah.
And so we really have a fondness for Gen 3.
Yeah, because when Gen 3 was coming out, that was like 2003. We were about 9 years old around that time. So I feel
Mhm,
like that's the point where like things start to make sense about like things that we're interested in, hobbies and whatnot.
mhm,
And so I remember being so excited when I got Ruby. Well, technically, my parents got me Ruby and Sapphire for my birthday, like both of them, but I had to give one of them to my brother. And
mhm,
so I kept Ruby and he had Sapphire. And I just remember playing that game for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours.
mhm.
And back in 2011, and so moving forward to about like 2010 or so, 2010, 2011, that's when Bono and I, we would walk around our hometown. We would just go to all the retailers, buy Pokemon cards. We'd walk the perimeter of our hometown probably like twice over at least if we were to
Right.
just aggregate it or calculate
During
it.
those years, yeah.
Yeah. And then that stopped when he got a car.
True.
And so then we hadn't done it until like last year, and then
Mhm.
we started going back again thanks to getting red wine drunk.
Getting red wine drunk, yeah, that's in its own separate video of
Yeah.
the Sheener
And
vlogs. So if
if
you
I
want
could
to follow
post it,
that
if I could post the
storyline,
link, I'll post the link somewhere up there for the first
right?
micro vlog.
So hopefully this becomes a concurrent series with that of our
Yeah.
misadventures doing stuff,
Yeah.
going for cards, and then obviously as we develop more topics on this show and garner an interest in that, we could see where it goes from there.
Exactly. And if anybody has any suggestions for what we could do to fix up the podcast or any suggestions of what we could talk about, put a
Mhm.
comment down below. Like I want to hear from you guys.
Sure.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll pivot into our last discussion here, which probably shouldn't take too long. I already know this one's been going on for a while, but
Mhm.
our last topic to discuss is what gimmicks that we want to see return to the Generation 9 games.
I think we could say it at the same
At the
time.
same time, okay, on the
Okay,
count of
one,
three. One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Mega
Mega Evolution.
evolutions. Yeah.
Really want Mega Evolutions
Yeah,
back.
bring
Give them
it back. It's the only good thing about
please.
Gen 6. Well, not really, but
Jeez.
like it's the best part about Gen 6.
I love Mega Evolution so
It was
much.
so good. Like they had the best format, and they're like, "No, it's just gonna be a gimmick for this, and we're totally gonna forget about it. Just sweep it under the rug."
I know.
Just
Then said the Omega Ruby Sapphire came out. They introduced Mega Pidgeot and
Mega Beedrill.
Mega Beedrill, Mega Audino, Mega
Mhm.
Gallade, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is it.
yeah.
This is the future now.
No,
Out of the Gen
listen,
7,
listen. Nope, it's just Gen 6.
Gen
Just Gen
7
6.
came out, and then there was no new forms. It's like, okay, they're taking a break. They don't want to
Yeah,
saturate the market, right? And then Gen 8 came out, and then gone were Mega
yeah.
Evolutions.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Gone where they were. And they
They
haven't been back
they
since.
really should have delved more into it. And I feel like that now with like Gigantamax and now these other alternate forms, it's gonna just even sweep the Mega Evolutions even more by the wayside.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
can't see it coming back, but
we can always hold out hope.
yeah.
There's always hope.
Hmm.
Other gimmicks that I would like to see return. I'd like for berries to become more of a thing. I know
Mhm.
I've talked about it before when we were talking about it, but like in HeartGold and SoulSilver, there's these things called the berry pots,
Yeah.
And basically what they were is like just traveling little like pots that you could carry and grow berries, and so no, you didn't have to like go to a specific place and grow berries. I mean, I guess Gen 7 had the Pokepelago,
Mm-hmm.
and you really didn't have to go anywhere, but you did have to go through like an animation to go through there, whereas in the berry pots it was literally like you pick the item and it goes straight to the berries, and then you just water or harvest them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, in terms of like other stuff that I would like for them to bring back, I really like the catching mechanic from Legends. And I
Oh,
hope that they get that where you're exploring the area and you can just throw a Pokeball and you don't have to worry too much about the one-on-one battle. I mean, granted, that's like the staple of main series games is that battle mechanic. But I'd like to see that happen as well, at least in a certain extent. I feel like that they could
right,
like they should be able to integrate it because it just works so seamlessly. Like everything just
right.
works so well with it.
And I think that's a topic we can save for like after we get the next trailer or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because initially after Arceus, I was like, if they don't do how they did it in this game, I can't imagine that game being a success. But
Yeah.
as time has gone on and I've weaned off of Arceus and gone back to other Pokemon games,
Yeah.
I'm still like kind of like, well, was it really that good? Did I really enjoy it that much? I did
Yeah.
have to grind a lot for items for Pokeballs, and very rarely did they ever work all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
So,
we could definitely have a discussion about Legends as well. Good.
we could do that
I
as well.
remember when I was getting the distribution ticket for Shaman after playing
Mhm.
Arceus for like a couple months. It just felt barbaric. It felt archaic, and I was
Mhm.
just like, "Is this really what we were given? Like this is what we were used to?" It just felt so weird. Like not like it was a
Right.
bad thing. I just felt like, "Whoa, this just feels like total like it feels like a totally different like franchise, like totally different game."
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Other gimmicks I would like to see is the return. Always a big thing of me is the return of the apricorn balls, or maybe a new
Yep.
Pokeball entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I would think. I'd love to see the apricorn balls come back. None of them, as far as I can tell, are like broken beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
Like like the lure ball helps catch Pokemon that you fish up better. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what other Pokeball would you use other than like an Ultra Ball or a Pokeball if you're being a sadist,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, it's only Pokeballs.
right?
Yeah.
Other stuff like you have it right there. Horde battles. Horde battles
Yeah.
I liked, and
Horde Battle's
I
really
would like
cool.
to see them come back
And I thought that was cool that they kind of brought it back with Legends.
with Legends. Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of had like the hordes come out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Another thing, as always, that I always hold out hope for, Battle Frontier. I
Mm-hmm.
love the Battle Frontier.
Yeah, got to give the competitive their
Just a hit,
just a hit,
their time in the limelight.
a crumb of
Just to
difficulty.
let them, just to let the community know that
Oh,
competitive battling is still a thing.
that's something that they could have done better that they had in Gen 6, but they or Gen 7 that they should have done or no, it's Gen 5 where they had a hard mode, but it was after you beat the game.
Hmm.
Yeah, they should have like they should add a difficulty setting on there because like a lot of the demographic is adults. And
Hmm.
so like you can't just go in like every other Pokemon game, especially nowadays when there's the mandatory experience share and that's
Right,
on all your Pokemon. So it's like
right.
they should do something where like they make it more difficult where it's like the Pokemon's like the trainer Pokemon are more difficult or it's
Hmm.
harder to catch Pokemon or
Hmm.
whatever it is. Like they should really like make it difficult.
Right. And that goes into like, well, oh, we'd have to create a whole new system to implement that, and we don't have the time. And it's like, well, then why are you releasing these
Yeah,
games,
every
year
year.
after every year?
Yeah.
But that's something that we can talk about at a later date. But I agree with you. It should definitely have like a difficulty mode or a battle frontier,
Yeah.
something to entice people who aren't children
Yeah.
to enjoy the game
Yeah.
more so than just the base experience of collecting badges or catching all the Pokemon
Yeah.
and moving on from there.
Exactly.
Like they said, it's going to be an open world game, so I can't imagine they don't bring back ride Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I thought was kind of cool too, that in this whole marketing go around, that they actually called it an open world game. Like their words are open world. Because
Right.
in Legends, people were implying that it was open world, but they never said it was, and then they had to come out and say it's not open world. But this time
Right.
they are, which I think that's going to be really cool, but also might be restrictive on how big the world is. I'm worried that it might restrict
True.
the size of the world of it.
It
Just
might be
because
very small.
yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be like a relatively small world.
I
Oh
feel like they're
no.
gonna cut out like in between towns, like
Hmm.
Jubilife City and like
Yeah.
Celestia, like you just using Jet
Yes.
4 as a reference, Celestic Town.
Uh-huh.
Towns that really don't serve a purpose, that don't have a gym basically, or
Yeah.
serve like a huge purpose. I feel like those towns are now gonna get folded into cities that do have gyms.
Hmm.
Because if you look at Gen 8, the only cities that aren't gyms are Winden
Hmm.
and what is it, that what Postwick, and the town like that's right next to that. Every other town is a gym.
Hmm.
Motostoke, Holberry,
Yeah, because they make those towns or those cities really big.
right?
Yeah.
Not like, yeah, like, oh, I feel like all those are just gonna get folded into like small like routes or dungeons,
Hmm.
kind of like the caves and stuff like that. I really wish they would bring back more of like those cave areas, like like rock tunnel,
Yeah, or Diglett's
power
cave. Or
plant, kind of like
yeah,
making this offshoot like thing that you should explore. And I don't care if it's not in the open area. I don't care if
yeah.
like you
I
have
didn't
to
care
go
for
into
it
the
to be open
woods,
world in the first place.
right?
Yeah.
Like if you go into the woods and like you walk up to it and it's like enter the forbidden woods or whatever, and then you
Mhm.
like go in there and you have to like do an in-game event or find some Pokemon. I really miss like finding legendaries, like having to go out of your way to like
Mhm.
look for them.
Yeah, instead of them just like showing themselves, like you had to go
Yeah,
through like finding the Reggies, for example. That was really cool because like you pretty much had to have a strategy guide of some sort, unless you're able to
right.
just like read every single piece of dialogue in the game and just
Or
kind of
had
get like,
somebody who knew what they were doing do it
yeah,
for you.
exactly. It's like those playground rumors basically, where it's like,
Right.
oh yeah, you have to have the Waylord and the Relicanth in your party and all this stuff.
Right.
Uh,
Maybe the Pokéathlon? I feel like having like a subset of mini games in your main
yeah,
game adds for like more
Mhm.
enjoyability. And
Yeah,
I think that's part of the charm of why HeartGold and SoulSilver have did so well and are continue to do so well, is because the amount of content in those games,
yeah. It's
is
insurmountable. They added
right.
so much stuff to it. Like I think that they just kind of put their all into Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Right.
Like I feel like Black and White were like the last games that they really put any like major effort into, and then everything else is kind
Mm,
of just like we're making another game. So I
mm,
hope that they put that kind of passion into a game again, into another
right.
project.
I know it wouldn't happen, but I'd like to see contests be more like the anime, where they're
Hmm.
actually like battles
Yeah.
as well. Like you could merge the two. You can have how they have them now, with like the move show off, and then go into battle, and then have that the outcome of those two. Have like a cumulative score on Pokemon contests.
Yeah, where it could like integrate like the beauty and cool and
Right.
that with like the actual like battle mechanics, and that you get rated for the moves that you use.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that would be super cool. Like
I really feel
I'd
like
totally be down for that.
they shouldn't abandon the contest route. I feel like there is room for growth there
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But what else? What else? What else? I'm trying to like run through the history of the Pokemon games here, trying to see what else they should bring back. I don't think I kind of like what they do with Gen 8, where they made the Rotom phone. I wasn't a
Hmm.
big fan of like the Gen 7 Pokedex being like the Rotom Dex and it talking to me all the time.
Yeah,
It
right.
was more
That was
annoying
very
to me than
annoying.
anything.
It just reminded me of like Pokemon's version of Navi, really.
Right.
Like we didn't need Poke Navi.
Right. In Gen 8, they kind of, I think they realized their mistake and just made it like an inanimate object. I would kind of like the Pokedex to go back to just being a device
Hmm.
and not have to deal with, a Rotom in there and the implications of like, you neglecting this thing because, Rotom is a Pokemon, so it does require food, water, and air.
Hmm.
And so
Exactly.
you're using it as an electronic device and, you just throw your phone on the floor or drop it all the time. I
Hmm.
don't think the Rotom would take too kindly to that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's no return policy on that.
Yeah, there's no return policy on if your
On a
Rotom
broken
dies.
Rotom.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if it misleads you. I mean, it is
Right.
still a ghost type and it's still mischievous.
Right.
Yeah. But
But I think that we're tapped out and all we can do until we get the trailer. So
exactly. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, or listening in. And again, let us know in the comments like what you guys thought about this and if we should continue it or any ideas and whatnot. So
all right,
yeah,
this is our
until
pilot episode. We went into this knowing exactly
nothing.
nothing and
Yeah.
just been winging it for the most part.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you like what you saw, or you have any comments or thoughts about what we've said, go ahead and, like Alex said, leave it in the comment section, and reach out to
Yeah.
us and let us know,
Yeah.
because we'd like for this to become a regular thing, and
Yeah, and go ahead and subscribe as well if you want to get updated for when we do this again too. If we post any other microvlogs and the other Pokemon related content, because we'll
right,
have that over
you
here on
can
the
catch up,
Shahina channel.
catch up and see what we're up to and how things are going for us. And so
Exactly.
if you don't see a micro vlog or a or a podcast, then something happened.
Exactly.
And
But
we'll go from there. Thanks for
yeah,
listening, guys.
absolutely. You guys have a good one. Later.